Hi guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for July 24th. Woohoo! I am 45. Oh, woohoo! No, I'm serious. I'm so fine being old. Like, I'm over it. Like, you hit 40 and you're just like, okay, that was a pretty traumatic year. 41 was definitely, I'm like, okay, I went from, okay, I just turned 40 to like, oh my God, I am over 40. That took a little bit of wrapping my brain around the fact that I am halfway to 50. Do you know how ancient I am? I am old. I'm just so freaking old. But that's okay, because you know what? With age comes wisdom? Maybe? I don't know if I'm that wise. Like, at 45, shouldn't I be like, I'm at peace. I know everything. Like, why can't I be like, instead I'm like making the same old friggin' mistakes I make all the time because I just have this Gemini rising that won't let me grow up. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's talk about today because this is the first, look at the energy is good on my birthday. Okay, I had the last few years probably the absolute worst birthdays I've ever had in all my life. They were always heartbroken, and I was always alone, and I just isolated myself and stayed in because I had had such painful experiences up to my birthday that it was terrible. So let me talk about a weird thing that happened around your birthday. For about 4 to 6 weeks before your birthday, you will go into your 12th house. And when you go into your 12th house, it's like the dungeon of your mind. And so you will sit there and analyze every single thing you do wrong, and things will be brought up, and things will be tied up at the end of that 12th house work that you do right before your birthday. So it's almost like it takes all of those old boxes that you have down in storage in this like closet that you never go into, and it makes you go through them and trudge through them. And a lot of times when you go through all of these memories, you know, they bring back memories, and they're not always good. In fact, the majority of time, you know, they're lost. You know, if they were a current memory, they wouldn't be downstairs in your basement, right? Or they wouldn't be in your attic, or they wouldn't be in that closet. And so, you know, you revisit it and think, what do I want to keep and what don't I want to keep? And, you know, you really go through a lot of work. And I got to say, I really, really did that. And thanks to Saturn being in Scorpio right before my birthday, you sweet universe, I had just lovely experiences right around my birthday that just added to my lovely experience. But I'm happy to say today is glorious for you guys, as well as me. Okay, so let's talk about today. So we got the sun in Leo, and we got Mercury in Leo. So we've got our heart, our soul. We are quick-witted. When we talk about things, we're talking about creative passions of ours. We're expressive. You know what? You know, we want to say everything we feel, and we definitely want to say, if we love somebody or if we want something, we talk about it. You know, we're not scared. You know, we're not hiding in our shell, analyzing our feelings and hiding any more from our feelings when we got this glorious sun in Leo. No, we're talking. We want to make what is in our heart an actual reality. And so you'll find that, you know, this is going to be a freeing and very liberating experience when we start feeling this energy fully, you know, kick in. And the glorious thing is that Saturn today is trining Saturn. So we're not talking about an old karmic wound that you got to live through. And it's so strange. The last few years, of course, those are between 2012 and 2014. You know, those were all karmic lessons that were happening right at my birthday. And, you know, I went and looked back through all my previous birthdays because I didn't have Kepler software back then. And I was sitting there looking, well, no wonder why I went through what I went through on my birthdays. I mean, it was just such a sad little time. But anyhow, so the moon is in Scorpio, and just know that this is going to be squaring off with your sun and Mercury. And the only reason why I think this energy doesn't really scare me all that much is because there's a strange attraction between Scorpio energy and Leo energy. So I think if something flares up and it's, it's kind of like these are two very, very masculine energies. So, if you have this very dominating need to get what you want, and you may become, when you talk about something emotional, you may be boisterous about it, or you may put people off by how passionate you are. You come on too strong. I want to warn you not to do that, because, you may become too intense in something that you desire on this day. You'll meet a square then. But I think if you, again, consider others, and you've taken in all that you've learned in Scorpio, and, you could easily turn this into a trine day that could be very harmonious and just relaxed and very easy. We also have the moon in Scorpio trining Neptune and Pisces. So today we're talking about water energy in a really, really good mood. And so these two are, you've got sweet little dreamy Pisces, just dreaming a big dream, and some creative, passionate, heart-based, energy. And then you have Scorpio giving you the intensity to want to pursue it, or maybe embark on it, or giving you the magnetism to pull it out, especially if people tap into your emotion, how much you emotionally desire this. And then you have the moon in Scorpio in a glorious sextile with Pluto and Capricorn. So today is about those deep things that you want that provide you emotional security. It's very beautiful, beautiful energy. It's very settling. It's very spiritually motivated. It's very peaceful. It's very enlightening. I think you may find today is a great day to meditate. Spend some time being unconscious. Take a little cat nap. Sleep in a little bit more than you normally do. When's a really good time to receive messages, or when's a really good time to have some time for yourself, is that, when you first wake up in the morning and you have that little half sleep, that's a really great time for you to fall asleep and have the half sleep, and you are conscious enough to know what's going on, but you still sleep and receive messages. I receive a lot at the half time. I don't know if all of you do, but that's when I do. And so if I'm really having a hard time and I haven't had a really great night's sleep and I just lay there, sometimes I get these messages that, they're not always good, but sometimes they're really enlightening. So you might want to check that out. You might want to try that today if you don't have time for meditation. It has the ability to have gorgeous epiphanies. And I'm talking in areas of like financial security, planning your future, looking at your life path destiny on a grander scale. Like you could be receiving, especially when you've got all of this Neptune and Scorpio energy, you're talking about two energies working as one harmoniously, right? In the most psychic areas, or in the most psychic energies that you could have them in. Gorgeous, gorgeous energy. If you guys are really in tune to want to feel, it's a great time. I don't know if anybody does tarot or if anybody believes in any kind of spiritual awareness and through meditation, but it's like that time to sit down and explore the spiritual realm. I think you might be very impressed with what you feel today. We do have oppositions, but I never get that. I never struggle as much with oppositions as I do with like quincunxes and squares, because those are like a little bit more tougher energy to get through. But we do have Venus and Virgo energy opposing Neptune and Pisces, and this doesn't really alarm me all that much, because Venus in Virgo energy is wanting you to be realistic. Of course, it's going to oppose Neptune and Pisces. That's not realistic. So, yeah, those two are going to have a little struggle to figure out how to get here. Both mutable energies. I don't think it's going to be all that tough for there to be a middle ground met. So I don't think I see too much concern there. Now, Mars in Cancer and Pluto are going to have an opposition as well. Power struggle, I could see. We're talking about an internal war. I still see home and family is going to be a focus in that type of energy. I think that, you know, I think you're wanting to create this picture, and you have been, and you're wanting to create this stable environment. You know, you have this picture, but I just think, again, looking at opposition, and again, it's not a square and it's not a quincunx, but I just think you're still maybe standing in your own way of getting what you want. There's still something just outside your reach that you need to work out. Now, guys, if you think too big and if you think too unrealistic, and if you really get caught up in just grandiose imagery but not realistic imagery, then I think that Saturn and Scorpio is going to square off again with Jupiter, and it's going to cause that same power struggle, and Venus is going to want to make peace and make everybody happy, and these two benefic and this malefic energy are going to go head to head. I don't see getting too caught up in that. If you do, then it's just a karmic rule that you've got to play out. This is a karmic week. I don't think it's predominantly a karmic week like it has been, but I think that there's a potential, if you're still not learning your lesson, if you're one of those people that are in denial about some issues that you have. I don't believe Saturn wants to remove obstacles yet, and I believe Jupiter wants the obstacles gone so it can do its thing, because it's kind of getting to the end of its transit. It really wants to, I don't know, it has all these packages to give you, and it's like Saturn won't let Jupiter in the classroom, so it can't give you these. And, you know, the presents are only going to be for the people who Saturn lets out of that confined classroom. And, you know I'm in the classroom. I won't be one of these people that gets this wonderful Jupiter experience, because I haven't learned enough of my lessons to be let out to where I get to go sit in Jupiter's classroom instead of Saturn's. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Lots of energy and beautiful, glorious sextiles. I love sextile. When I see sextiles and I see multiple, I get really excited that we're going to have positive energy. You guys are all seeking this. You guys have all been wanting me to say this, and I have to say, some of you may have overcome enough of last week's karma to get beautiful and glorious energy this week. Thank you for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.